Okay, so today's going to focus on your snow shoveling muscles. And so I'll be talking about that all through the day because I don't know about you, but I was out there, I had the tractor, somebody was running for me, but you have to shovel around the edges. So we're going to do a lot of those kind of motions and how to help yourself do it so you don't get strains and problems. Okay. So that's what we're doing today. Weight training for snow shoveling. So, with that said, this was a very heavy snow. It was very, very moist and it was very heavy. Okay, I know all snow is moist, but you get me. Sometimes there's dry, powdery snow. We had very heavy snow. And so as I'm starting to warm up, you see right here, I have my snow shovel. See this? See this? So I'm going to hold it just like I would hold a snow shovel. Okay. Like this. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to hold it just like I would shovel my snow. Okay. So grab a hold, under, over. That's number one. Number two, a step forward and a step backward and then a step across, because you got a lot of those kind of motions whenever that you're doing snow shoveling. See that? Yeah. So number one, step across, shovel, step across, shovel. So if you'll put a shovel in your hand, just like you were gonna snow shovel, it will tell me and you, if you're paying attention, a lot about your movement patterning. Okay, so step forward. Here's my shovel. And as I step forward, see, I'm going to shovel. Okay, so I'd step forward, I'd shovel. Now, typically we do this, right? So go ahead and do that. But what I want you to think about is we're warming up to help our snow shoveling muscles today. All right. So I want you to really think about how you shovel, because you don't have a lot of say sometimes. What you do have a say on is your positioning. Your positioning as you step into the shovel. See that? So I'm stepping, I'm shoveling. I'm stepping, I'm shoveling. What am I doing with my back? A lot of times when you've got a really heavy snow to move, Max, you need to go lay down. He's standing here looking at me. Hi there, I see Kay coming on. We're snow shoveling, Kay. So here's my shovel, see? And I'm not holding it like this because you don't shovel like that generally. You shovel with one hand under and one hand over. And here's the sad thing. Sad thing, it's not a sad thing, it's a thing. Okay, see how I'm shoveling? I'm warming up. I'm gonna walk back. Now here's what I'm gonna do that a lot of times you don't do. I don't have COVID. I'm gonna change hands. See that? One over, one under. And I'm gonna do the opposite side. But what do? We don't ever usually do that because our non-preferred side feels weird. Correct? Say, walk back. Okay, when you're walking back, don't go fast. Number one. I'm going to make a couple of passes like I did on the other side. So I'm shoveling my snow. See that? And I'm just walking like this because I'm shoveling. We don't usually walk like this and shovel, right? So I'm trying to be real with this workout today, and I'm warming you up because, see here? Because some of you have done this, and you might be feeling a little strain in your shoulder, in your back, whatever. Maybe not, but if you worked at it for very long, okay, you were feeling it. Okay, now I worked out there for probably 2 hours. No, I was just doing like side little things. However, I didn't do what I'm doing right now, which is what I'm going to try to encourage you to do. Change sides ever so often. See what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? So my shoulders are down. I'm pushing my butt back. That's the biggest factor that you need to look at here. See this? I'm pushing my butt back just a little because I'm doing a hip hinge. See that? I'm keeping my chin tucked. I'm going to walk back. I'm going to do it one more time on this side. And you might say, oh, well, Gina, you need to change. No, because I overwork the other side all the time. So change sides. Drop your shoulders, number one. Big breath in through the nose. Number two, really pretend that this is a shovel and I'm on my non-preferred side. So get on your non-preferred side, okay? And you might think that feels really weird. Yes, it does. But I want you to really try to do this kind of a thing, okay? So place your hands, turn them both sides all the time, okay? As if you were shoveling, all right? And really use that back arm, okay? Walk back, take a big deep breath. Now let's put this right here in front of us, okie dokie? And let's act like we're gonna do a big push, all right? So I'm gonna act like I'm gonna do a big push. So I'll come up here and I'm gonna push forward. See how I have it on my preferred side? See this? Okay, see this? Yeah, just like that. I'm gonna keep thinking, side to side. Now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna push in front, okay? I'm gonna push in front. Now let me tell you, this snow that we had just now, you didn't do a lot of straight pushing in front. And if you did, you have to skim across the top because it was very heavy. Okay, see how I'm doing this? See how I'm doing this? Yeah, now then bring your your rake up here. Now we're gonna go side to side, big wide steps, big wide steps. The biggest deal here is number one, line yourself up, the ear over your shoulder, shoulders over your hips, okay? Don't be doing out here, okay? Are you ready? Wide, turn, big wide step, turn. Now right here at this point, say rib cage up. Why do I have you stop and do that? Because when you step, you're going to, by virtue of that, like slump in forward. That's what we always do. So I'm telling you, don't do that. I'm saying, say rib cage up and do that very important turn in a neutral spine. Yeah. Now walk back, walk back, walk back. We're gonna do one more big walk like that. So here we go. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. I'm gonna take a big wide step, okay? I'm gonna turn. But the biggest thing that I'm gonna have you do right now is say rib cage up. So that when you turn, you're not turning out here. You got it? Okay, step, tight tummy, drop your shoulders, say rib cage up and do that turn, very important turn. And then step and turn, okay? And really pull that arm back as you say rib cage up. So I would actually step over to you and really see if you've got your rib cage up. Now, you can usually tell because if you don't, typically your ears are out here, okay? See, my earlobe is out here. I want your earlobe to come right down here. Okay, so what I'm telling you right now is the quintessential secret or test of healthy snow shoveling. Line yourself up. Does that mean that you won't shovel so much in one shovel? Probably. And there you go. you won't have the tendency to overdo if you will take the second or two to line yourself up, and you won't be shoveling with your spine, your head, your neck totally out of alignment. Okie dokie. So I hope this is all making sense to you. So here I am with my little rake. So I'm going to go like this. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to bring it up to the top of my head. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm just going to tap to the front of my chair. Okay. Do not put your foot on top of your chair. Okay. Why? Because I have your hands up here. So if you're following this, all in the world that I want you to do is see I'm kicking the front of my chair. Okay? Because my hands are involved up here. And if I start drifting and I get my foot stuck up here and I start drifting, then we could have a problem, right? And we don't want a problem. So here's what I'm going to do. I wanted you to pull your pole right up here to your head because I want your elbows in line with the side of your body. And then I'm going to just, now that I'm warmed up a bit, I'm going to keep my head back and I'm going to slip with very wide grip that pole back behind my head. Okay, it shouldn't weigh anything really. But what I don't want you to do is duck your head forward. I want you to pull your chin and your head back and bring that pole up, rest it on top of your head. Your hands are wide. And now I'm going to shift and I'm going to just tap the front of the chair. See, tap. See that? Tap. I'm not putting it on top of. I'm shifting. I'm keeping my tummy super tight. And I'm just tapping the front of the chair. So what am I doing? Number one, if you've got your hands wide and your elbows can just go right to your side, you're doing your own traction for a sore shoulder. So just hang on to that pole. It's on top of your head. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Okay, now stand there. Here we go, with your hands very wide. Do not push your head forward. Bring the bar behind your neck. Let it hang out there for a bit. And then bring it back up and put it on top of the head. Then bring it back down. And it's right under your chin. See that? Now, we're going to do some work today. But I want you to do a little test. Are you ready to do a little test? So some of you have already tested and you've already found out that when you try to take this bar and just skim it behind your head, it's pretty tight in your shoulder. So never ever do anything that causes like a pain in your shoulder. I'm moving very carefully and very slowly in this movement pattern. And you see how that I don't have it really far back? All I'm trying to get you to do is take a wide grip, tighten your tummy, drop your shoulders, and just rake that bar right on the back of your head, right to the top of the shoulders, and then come up. So I'm having you do this because that should be a normal shoulder rotation. That shouldn't be a deal. Now it is a deal for some of you because we've gotten so misfunctioning, misfiring, and we have strains and tightness and all that. So I'm going to bring this down. Now we're going to do a pendulum. Are you ready? So I'm going to step wide again. I'm going to rock, lift. I'm going to rock, lift. So again, I'm having you to do one-legged challenges. This time, instead of just stepping up and doing one-legged challenges and tapping the chair, I'm having you just release your foot. I don't want any bending. And I'm going to take my bar and I'm going to go right here to the side. And you see that? I'm going to just bring my foot off the ground. Don't even think about lifting it. I want you to line up. That's number one. Take a big breath. Okay, through your nose. Drop your shoulders, drop your arms. Okay. Now I'm going to shift and I'm just going to release my toe. That's it. And then I'm going to go swing. See that? And then I'm going to come down. I'm going to shift. See, my toe is right there. All I'm going to do is lift the toe off the ground while I swing my arms to the side. See how I once in a while I do a little tap? Yeah, that's what, because I'm trying to stay in the move. I'm trying to have you do one-legged standing as we do a task. See this? Okay, listen, don't discount this kind of a move. Yes, this is strength training day. That is what we're doing. We're using our own body weight right now. You see how I'm going to the side? And I'm just lifting my toe up. And here's the deal for all of you with joints replaced. This is where you want to cheat a little. You know how you cheat? You lock your leg. Don't lock your leg. Engage those muscles. If you feel you're falling off balance, just do a little kickstand toe tap. Then you're going to come down, and then you're going to come to the other side. Take a big breath in through the nose. Lift that toe, hanging out here. Yeah, so what should you try to do? You should try to do, 10 to 15 second holds, okay, if you can. You don't have to do a ton, just do a couple of them. Yeah, take a big deep breath. Now then, I'm gonna get my rake back in, my snow shovel. It could be a rake too, okay? So we're gonna do like this, right? So this is the way, this is my preferred side, boom, see that? So I'm going to step back, and I'm going to immediately change and step. Okay, now we're going to do this with weights in just a minute. So you need to use this time to really get it down pat. So really pretend that you are shoveling snow. And the biggest mistake, well, one of the biggest that people make that screw up backs, shoulders, etc., knees, is we stay on one side constantly. We never move because we want to get it done. Yeah, I know. Okay, so step back, switch. See that? Yeah. So I'm going to push. I'm going to push. So what I can control is bracing, dropping my shoulders, taking smaller steps, and changing from one side to the other side. Yeah. Here we go. Here's my preferred side. Everything feels good. The more you do this though, the more you will start saying to yourself, oh, yeah, I can do that. See how I changed my lead leg? And I'm pushing with that back arm now. Okay. Just like that. It really helps line you up. Okay. So a lot of pushing when you're snow shoveling, right? That's the push-pull. Okay, so I'm going to put my little snow shovel down just for a second. And I'm going to pick up a lighter weight. So whatever you think is lighter. Okay. Whatever you think is lighter. Mine is 6. I have a 6 and I have a 6. So that's quite different than just a snow shovel. Now, what am I going to do? See, I'm on my non-preferred side. So I'm going to turn to my non-preferred side. I'm going to put my weights just like I was shoveling snow. I hope this is making sense because this is really good cueing work and strength work to get those shoulders, the back, the knees, the feet working together and not overworking. Okay, now I'm on my preferred side. I'm going to step my other leg out because I'm going to shovel some snow. So this is my shovel. So I'm gonna shovel the snow. Shovel the snow, see? Breath, breath, see that? Bring it back. And this is only 6 and 6. And when you're shoveling heavy, heavy, heavy snow, yeah, it gets heavy. And then you end up with a very sore shoulder, and or you strain one of those ligaments or tendons. Those are your little guide wires. So your muscle might be able to take it, but you see when you're shoveling weighted snow, I'm gonna do it one more time. So here's my rake, my shovel. I'm gonna step out, I'm gonna push the snow, I'm gonna push the snow. So here's where you're gonna see very quickly that you need to not extend those arms too far when you're doing very heavy snow. That's a problem. Take a big deep breath. Okay, we've done both sides. Now we're gonna come right here and we're gonna push, okay? So here's the deal. I'm gonna push. See, I'm stepping with my preferred leg because that's how we usually push. See this? I'm pushing and I'm pushing. Then I'm gonna come back. Okay? Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders, okay? I'm gonna go with the other foot. Both hands on the shovel. So I'm gonna push, little stutter step, push, and here's another huge principle. Stay upright. By virtue of the push, you're gonna be leaning in a little. Step back, think about it. Stay on that side, don't change. But here's the deal. With very heavy snow like we have, it's very easy to screw up a shoulder. Why? Because you try to take on too much. You don't realize it's as heavy as it is. And boy, you can strain some of those guide wires. All right. Take a big deep breath. Now we're going to go side to side again. So I'm recapping. I'm retracking some of our moves, but now I've got a light weight in my hand. So I have a 6 here and a 6 here. Okay. So now I'm standing side to side. I'm going to shift and I'm going to shift. Now I'm not sinking right now. Okay. I'm going to shift and I'm going to pull those weights right in here as I let go of my toe. And then I'm going to come back down. Here's the deal, y'all. You're too quick to go to the next move. I want you to hang out there for a bit. So I'm going to shift. I'm going to soften my knee. I'm not sinking into it this time. And I'm going to pull these right in. See that? Now, when I let that toe go, and I'm on my hip replace side, yeah, it's different, okay? And you find yourself falling off balance much more quickly. I do, because this is my hip replace side. Your hips are your center for stability, okay? It's not just the knees. So try to hang out here. Try not to overlean. That's what you're going to try to do. That's a little cheater move. Okay, try to release the toe and you're just pulling this in and then you're going to come down. Yes, take a big deep breath. Now I'm going to scoot myself right here to my chair. I didn't point this out when we first started. Maybe I should have. Let me bring it forward just a little so you see what I'm doing. Okay, my little cushy pad or balance pad, whatever you want to call it, is in my chair. Because we haven't done squat yet, have we? So we're going to go ahead and go into a squat. Take a sit. Take a big deep breath. And then with my palms down, I'm going to hang out here for just a second. My legs are wide. I'm going to pull my hand to my deltoid. Okay? So I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to pull and go back. I'm opening and closing about, 1 or 2 inches at my hip. So when I pull up with that arm, I'm going to keep my wrist very neutral. That's what you got to hear. I'm keeping my wrist very neutral. Breath. Yes. Keep your chin tucked. Breath. Yes. Chin tucked. Breath. Yes. Pull. Big breath. I'm keeping my wrist very neutral because I got my palms down. Okay, now stay with me. Okay, I'm going to bring it up right here, and then I'm going to bring this up right here. I'm going to go touch, touch, touch. So my wrist is very neutral. Okay, so I'm just going down to touch my knee and back up. Take a big deep breath. So this is core. This is the front part of your deltoid. This is your forearm. This is your bicep, tricep, and come forward. Take a big deep breath. That's not a typical move, okay? But probably should be because it's working on your forearm. So working on the top part of your forearm. Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Yes. And now we're going to go from a sit to stand. Are you ready? I'm going to keep my hands right where they're at. See this? Palms down. Yes. Palms down. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to come up and back. My palms are down. Do not turn your hand. The back part of your hand is coming up to the front part of your shoulder. See how I'm doing this? So it's a perpetual motion. It's a gripping. Yes, you have to actively grip here or you'll drop your weight. Right. So I can just tell you, I can see for myself, the shoulder that always gives me trouble, it's harder for me to get the back of my hand to my shoulder. Okay, so as you're dipping and coming up, maintain, push through the hips, shine your taillights, keep your wrist from bending. Do not bend those wrists. Okay, 2 more. Breath, 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 breath. I think that was 2, wasn't it? That's 1 and 2 in, Kathy. Oh, all right. I'm gonna get in trouble with Kathy. Okay, drop your shoulders. Yes. Now we're going to take these weights and we're going to put them right in front of our feet. Okay? Right in front of your feet. Right there. Now, push your tail lights back. Come up. Push through the heels. Yes. Open. And really spread the fingers apart. Now, once you've come from here to here, see, I want you to pull those shoulders back. Down and back. Put them down first. That gets them to push down into a proper alignment in your shoulder joint. Then you pull your shoulder blades together with your fingers nice and wide. See that? See that? And then with a wide open palms, see, I'm doing just little pulses. See this? So I'm standing on all fours, all 4 corners of my feet. My toes are splayed. My shoulders are down. I'm breathing in through my nose. Out through my nose if I can. See how I'm keeping my arms very straight? And I keep my shoulders down as I pull my shoulder blades in. So that's the movement I want to see through the shoulders. Down and then pull them in. Okay, now bend your elbows. Now straighten. Bend the elbows, straighten. Bend the elbows, straighten. My palms are up. Bend the elbows, straighten. Bend the elbows, straighten. So you should be feeling the contraction back here every time you straighten them. Got it? Don't forget this move, because we're going to do this move in just 1 second, or 2 or 3, with our weights, okay? I'm letting you know to give you something to look forward to. Okay. We're going to do a split stance shoulder roll. So I got my weights right here in front of me. I got my chair right here, okay? I'm just turning and I'm taking a split stance. That's number one. Because while we're doing our shoulder program, I'll call it snow shoveling program for our shoulders, we're gonna address our working muscles down here at the same time. So I'm a split stance, number one. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Number two, I'm gonna go as wide as I can in my split stance. I have my chair here if I get off balance. And what I'm gonna do is focus on bending that back knee. The front knee will take care of itself. So you're gonna lift your heel and you're gonna bend that back heel. Got it? You're pushing your knee down. All right? Now, I'm sorry. I have a horse in my throat today. Okay, drop your shoulders. While I'm holding this stance, see this? My thumbs are forward, my shoulders are down. I'm going to do little circle, not big ones, little circles forward with my thumb facing forward, I should say. Okay, take a big breath through the nose, and we're trying to get about 30 here. Okay, so stay with me. Big breath through the nose. Do not bend your elbows. Number two, if your leg starts, the calf especially starts getting, starts whining to you, just straighten it, put the heel down and come back in it. I want you to stay down here for a bit. Yeah. Take a big breath through the nose. You've got to be heading toward 20 by now. Stay with me, stay with me. Take a big deep breath. Relax that back leg, straighten it, then bend it back in again. Yep. Take a big deep breath. Don't go really big. If you get tired in your shoulders, just go lower. Don't stop immediately, just go lower. Then
32, 33.
Did you hear the warning signal? What would I do without Kathy? I would have to count then. Something I don't like to do. Okay, see, I haven't changed yet. I haven't changed my foot pattern yet. No, no, no. Okay, take a breath. Press up, press up. Okay, that's number one. So now I'm forward. I'm going to turn my foot out, just like that. Just recover a bit, all right? Then I'm going to put that foot in the front. I'm going to take the other foot back. I'm right here by my chair if I need it. Take a wide stance if you need to. The more narrow your stance, the more challenging this will be for your balance systems. So you get to pick that, all right? Number one. Number two, go back as far as you can. And then remember, you're going to focus on pulling the back knee down. You're going to go down as far as you can. That means your heel's going to come up, okay? You're going to hang out here for a bit. Now, we did thumbs forward. Now we're going to do thumbs backwards. Okay, that's number one. Take a big breath in through the nose. You got your stance, right? Anytime you need to take a break, just straighten that back leg, then come back in, okay? Thumbs are going backwards. So as you start this move, keep the back knee bending down, okay? Keep your chin tucked. And then if everybody always questions, is my shoulders right? Your shoulders will be right if you will drop your shoulders, say rib cage up, and then as you're doing this move, go through the shoulder girdle. See, you're moving your shoulder in that ball and socket positioning so that it has to go every which way. And you keep your elbows from bending. If your leg gets tired, straighten the leg back. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, say rib cage up, pull that knee down. Yeah, You can go down as far as you feel you can. And we're trying to hit 30 of these. I know it. Take a big breath. I'm sure we're about 20.
31,
Oh, 31.
2,
See, she started before I did. I know she did. Okay, take a breath. Come up. Yeah, see like that? And then turn out. That's it. As soon as you turn out, you'll start recovery. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, shoulder roll, just like this. So I wanted to take the time, number one, to warm the shoulders up and to do the full 30, forward thumb, backward thumb, okay? This is something that anybody who's ever had a shoulder issue should be doing pretty much daily, okay? I'm just saying, make sure you're in good line and then just get it done because, and again, you can do low if it bothers you one way or the other. If you've been cleared to exercise, again, don't ever do anything that is a real pain, okay? Which some of you should say, well, I'm a real pain. Well, you know, whatever. But I'm telling you, this move will reset and get your shoulders functioning the way they're supposed to function. That said, I'm going just like this with my palms out. Okay, I'm going to go like this. I want my thumbs. I'm doing a little test with you. See here? Little finger is going right here, right? Then my knees are soft and I'm coming up and I'm trying to get my thumb to touch the middle of my shoulder. Here's what some of you are probably doing. When you come here and you come here, one arm might be coming to the shoulder, but the other one is coming right here. It's really hard for you to get your thumb in the middle of your shoulder. This is my problem shoulder. And I have to really work at that. But that's a normal functional range. So then I'm going to go a hinge. See the hinge? Hinge, hinge. So when you're doing snow shoveling, as this is our snow shoveling muscles that we're trying to address, trying to help some of you recover, some of you trying to get them so that they can shovel. Okay, see the hinge? Okay, take note. Does this cause you pain anywhere? Okay, when you do this, can you bring your elbows in, all the way in, right here in front of your face, and can you open? All right, so these are some little questions with shoulder function. See how my thumb is at the top of my head? Then I bring it here, my thumb is right here at the top of my head, and I bring it here. Okay, some of you are doing this, but then you put your hand down and you turn and you put your elbows out. Keep those elbows down and come right here to the top of the head. See this? Now I'm doing them together. See? Check out how your shoulder is rolling here. See, one hand in front of the other, the thumb is right on top of the head. Drop your shoulders, switch, big breath into the nose, and come back down. Okay, now, I think we're at about half the class, yep. And we're coming down the back side of it. I want you to pick your rake up again, or your shovel, I'm sorry. It could be a rake in the fall, it's a shovel, it's a snow shovel right now. Now, I have not put my weights away. They are right here. Do not trip over your weights. Okie dokie. Okay. So I'm right here. And do you remember I was doing a test with this? I want you to go ahead and hold wide. I'm going to let you do that. Okay. And again, I'm always going to state this. Do not do anything that in the joint is, you know, it's not a good move. Okay. Some of us have very dysfunctional shoulders because we have imbalances and tightnesses, either in the muscles, or we've strained a ligament or a tendon, it's inflamed. If it's inflamed, don't keep picking the scab. Do minimal. See this? Just do minimal. Don't even go up over the head. So I'm giving you this kind of a thing to do if you know you have a problem. Now we're gonna do a retest of your shoulder mobility. Are you ready? So remember, I had you bring it right up here, wide. I had you put it on top of your head. Do you remember that? And then what did I tell you to do? Pull your chin under, and then just let the bar go behind the head. Okay, don't lean in. And it just is right here at the base of your neck, neck. It's not, I'm not pulling on it on my shoulders. I don't want you to pull down on it. I just want you to hang out here with your elbows in. Don't flare your elbows here, okay? Now come all the way back up to the top of the head. Take a big breath through the nose. Go down one more time. Don't lean your head forward. Keep your elbows in line with your body. Bring it back up. Let it hang out on the head, on top of the head. See that? Then bring it right under your chin, right there. Okay? And just turn. So I'm gonna label this K's move. K already sees similarities between what we just did right here and going up into what we call the rack. Because it makes you open. It makes you open these rounded shoulders. Yes. And that's part of the problem, is why we hurt ourselves when we start doing shoving. Okay. What is so funny is that if you really break this down, I'm going to turn. I still have my weights here. We're going to pick those up again, but don't trip on them. Okay. Do you see how I'm going to my non-preferred side now? And I'm shoveling. See this? That's quite a different, total opposite movement pattern than raking. Do you notice that? Yes. And both of the, all the different issues with doing only one-sided work will get you in trouble. If you do it for, you know, and some of you are going at it for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, change sides. I don't care if it feels funny. Okay. Take a big deep breath. So the test was, did you notice that your shoulders, your whole shoulder girdle, which means the front, which encompasses the pectoral, the deltoid, and then the back muscles, all in the back part of your trapezius, and your shoulder girdle muscles are all much more in balance. You're able to freely move them down and back much more easily. That's what I want you to see. Okay. Now it took us a while to get there, but we got there, didn't we? Okay. I did a series of this with your weights. We were sitting in the chair. I've now removed the pad, okay? Because now it's going to make me go 2 inches further down into a squat, okay? Or a sit to stand, whatever you want to call it. But I had your palms pulling up. See, your palms were facing down. I meant the back of your hand pulling up. That's what I meant, okay? These are still light weights. So I'm going to step wide, okay? And because they're light weights and they're in the floor, many of you have already gone down and picked them up, and you didn't think about how you were picking them up, and you rounded your back. Drop your shoulders, push your butt back, grab those weights close to you, bring them right up here, okay? Take a big breath. Now I'm going to stand. I'm going to stand right in front of my chair. I'm going to keep my palms down, and I'm going to bring the back of the hand to my front shoulder. Then I'm going to come down. See that? Then I'm going to do the other one. See that? So everything's nice and easy, isn't it? Okay. So let's change that. I can hear Kathy groaning. Okay. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna sit down. Yeah. My palms are down. As I come up, I'm gonna bring both of my hands to my shoulder, the front of my shoulder. I'm gonna sit down, tap, come back up. Backs of the hands come to the shoulder. So I'm using the top part of my forearm to do this pull. And I'm gonna do 10, okay? So it's just a sit to stand, but it's gripping, okay? It's not that hard, but we're hanging in there, keeping our elbows down. Don't rock and roll. I want you to lift. So you have contact, then you lean in and you press into your heels and you keep your palms facing down. So why do I want you to do this silly thing? Because I want you to help your grip. And when you come here, see, you gotta hang on. Because if you don't hang on, your weights are going to the floor. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, I think maybe 3 more. I said 10, didn't I? Okay, we'll say 3 more. Oh, okay, 1 more. Take a breath. Right there. Now bring your hands out. Bring them down here. Okay? No. So here I am in a stance. I'm gonna lock in. So what does that mean? I'm gonna approach going down. I want to brace. And I'm gonna bring one arm up and bring it down. Same position. Here's the deal. Some of you have really hurt your shoulders in the past. Do not do this move if you're not ready for it. Okay? So what's the difference in this and this? A lot of difference. Look at how bent my elbow is. So when I go, not board straight, but when I go into a little bit of a straightening with my arm, okay, I know very quickly, y'all listen, if somebody has a shoulder thing going on, because when they attempt, even though it's a lightweight, okay, sit back into your heels, say rib cage up, and pull, pull, pull. When they come to this positioning and they lift their shoulder or they screw their elbow up like this, then I know we got a problem. So you should not be doing any weights if that's you, okay? So these are a lot of tests in your movement to see what's going on with your shoulders. So again, come up to a full stance, okay? As a matter of fact, soften your knees and push your hips forward because we've been doing a lot of pushing, shoving, yeah. So now this is one of the third, I've gone through the first couple, going too fast, rounding your back, staying on only one side, big mistakes. And the next one is not taking breaks. When you take a break, drop your shoulders, hold your shovel right here in front of you, and push your hips forward. Now I do this move all the time in here, but this is the move to do when you're out in the snow and you need to take a break. Don't go flop down on some kind of bench or whatever. No. Take a stance, drop your shoulders, hope you're doing this with me, and push your hip bones forward. Yes, yes. And your knees are soft, your shoulders are down. You got your shovel right here in front of you. Then come back, okay? So now we're gonna do a long arm pull, a long arm extension. Here we go. Pull, See that? I'm not going fast. My elbows are soft. My shoulders are down. My palms are down. If I feel any kind of a bad feeling in my shoulder, I'll simply go to here and I'll go to here. See that? Or I'll put my weights down. You have to get your movement pattern solid for 30 repetitions with no problem before you start really picking up any kind of weights. Okay, that's kind of a rule of thumb. See this? So if you're going fast, because you're trying to go past a shoulder problem, slow it down, make your whole arm stay in the same plane. Don't lift a shoulder, don't lift an elbow to cheat with. See, that's called cheaters. All right, so I'm cautioning you simply because I know my audience and I know I have little slugs. And I don't want my little slugs to hurt their shoulders. Okay, see here? This is a slow, even, very therapeutic pull because I want your joints, your muscles to be functional. Yes, I want to load your frame, but if something ain't working right in a joint, then you're not going to do a lot of loading. Right? So the other thing that I like and that I really wanted to focus on here in today's class, this is our getting ready to snow shovel class, is I'm wanting you to work on your grip. This is one of the best ways I know of. Get a weight in your hand, turn your palm down. Now as you're doing this, here's my trainer's tip. If you start going, everything's going good, and you start going a little too high, you got to drop those shoulders, okay? Yeah, sit back into your heels. Yeah, don't go fast because I have my palm heading down, okay? By virtue of that, I have to use my grip muscles. Yes, take a big deep breath, don't go up very high. If you're getting tired, and you know you're someone who's had shoulder issues, do not go up high. Just go to here and come back down. You're going to get some of the same benefits. It's just not as intense. And see, this is a 6-pound weight. It's a 6-pound weight. Whatever you've got, you got to hang on to that. Don't re-injure anything because you were in a hurry. Take a big breath. Just 1 or 2 more. Breath. Big breath in through the nose. In through the nose. Now, ready? Now I'm hanging on still because I'm pushing your grippers, right? I'm pushing your grippers. I'm right here in front of the chair. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna sit down, but I ain't. Are you ready? I'm gonna act like I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna put my hands back here, okay? And I'm gonna bring them forward. I'm gonna push back. And I'm gonna push back. And I push back. Then I'm going to keep them right there. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades in and in and in. Keep your arms straight. Go into your heels. Breath. Breath. Don't let your head be lower than your butt. Pull. Pull. Don't bend your elbows. Pull. 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 Come down and come down. That was so much fun. Okay, light weights. Yes. Put them right down here beside you. Open your hands. Put your fingers together. This is one of the best ways to get a good stretch. And then pull your elbows up. See that? Okay. I would venture to say that almost everybody, when I just did this and I pulled your elbows up, you brought your shoulders up. I know, I caught you. Drop those little suckers. Put this in, then bring your elbows up. See that? Take a big deep breath. Big deep breath. Big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Open, push, and release. Bring them back down. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. Okay, I didn't take the time to put my weights up. I will. I'm just moving them over here. Okay. Take a big breath through the nose. All right. Now, I'm sitting here on my chair. I put my weights down. I'm going to turn. See that? I got my shoe on today. I'm going to take this leg way back. I'm going to put my knee down. Okay. I'm going to pat my chest here and I'm going to rotate back until I feel a big stretch coming right in here on my thigh. Then I'm going to turn. I'm going to keep that stretch coming right here into the thigh. I'm going to rotate and turn and look over my shoulder as I sink back. So you should have a big stretch coming right in through the thigh. Take a big breath. Big breath. 5, hold it. 4, hold it back. 3, hold it. 2, 1, release. Come back forward right here. See this? See this? Come this way. Okay, now we're going to go the other way, but before we do that, we're going to outstretch that same leg. I'm going to hip hinge and I'll come forward. And I'm just going to grab my toes and pull them back. Okay, so this is a different way to do a little stretch. Okay, little recovery. Okay, you ready? Now I'm going to turn. Gonna turn, put my knee down. Put my shoelaces to the floor. Then I'm gonna go back as far as I can with my whole body. And I'm gonna start that stretch. Make sure your knee is down and you're really stretching that front thigh. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders. Once you get the stretch going, grab your kitchen chair table and turn and open back. Turn and open back. Take a big breath into the nose. Big breath and release. And release and release and come forward. Go really wide with your legs. This is another important one, really wide. Okay. Now I'm just going to turn my body one way and I'm going to push against my forearm on my knee till I feel my groin stretching. I'm going to hang out there for a bit, drop my shoulders, concentrate on breathing, don't drop your head. And then I'll come to the center and I'll push with my forearm and I'll pull against it with my leg as I'm turning. Big stretch. Concentrate on your lineup. Drop your chin in. Push down with your shoulders. Push your arm against the knee. Big breath. Then come forward and come up. Bring those legs in. And that's a snow shoveling recovery or a snow shoveling preparedness. Okay. I hope everybody got the drift of that. Good job, you guys. Happy snow shoveling.